Vintage has been partnered with LOL for years. We have partnered with them in prayer, we have given to them financially, and we've helped them build one of their foster homes or support them as they look towards some of these changes that they're trying to make in legislation now with the government. And it's definitely a partnership that we are very honored that they call this place their home when they're here. There are a lot of parallels with the teaching that we're going through now and studying the book of Titus. Greg's going through a little mini series right now on becoming the households of God. And that is so closely connected to what LOL is actively, day in and day out, fighting in Belize. One of the things that we feel heavily called to as a church body is to really prioritize and value the biblical family model. Belize as a country, in their culture, they do not have a value of fathers. They don't have a value for children, and many of the families that you see in Belize, they're single moms. And it leaves the culture in a very vulnerable spot. It leaves children in a really vulnerable spot where they don't have a voice and they don't have decisions that they get to make. They often have a lot of trauma and abuse that comes from that. Some examples of those include sexual trauma, malnourishment. Melissa was sharing a story with me about how they just received a 2-year-old little girl. She was 2 and was sexually abused by her own biological father. They really don't have anybody that's advocating for them to have a healthy, stable experience as a kid. Part of what Melissa and Jervis are doing in LOL is taking a stand against that, and they're saying the kingdom values you and the kingdom sees that children are a blessing. You know, that's what the Psalms say, and they're actively fighting against the brokenness of the Belizean culture that says children have no value. As we look at it from a stateside perspective, here in the States, we have issues of trauma, we have issues of foster care being needed and children not having homes to go to, but we have an intrinsic value for wanting healthy experiences for kids as they grow up. And in Belize, that value is missing. One of the fruits of all the work that Melissa and Jervis are doing, which I think is so encouraging, is that they're seeing a lot of the children that are coming out of LOL actually getting married. It's very significant that they're seeing a lot of the kids coming out of LOL choose to get married and choose to make a line in the sand and say, as for me, I want to be part of the change. I don't think, unless we're there day in and day out like they are, we don't quite understand what they're going through and the kind of spiritual battle that they're fighting within the culture, that they're taking a stand and saying, we actually want to move in a different direction and we want to show these kids a different life. Our role as Vintage is to partner with them in prayer and provide covering and protection and discernment to them so that they don't feel isolated in that fight, that they really feel like they have a backing behind them. Our role is to say, you know, we're with you, we believe in what you're doing, and we love the work that's happening. We see the impact of the kingdom, and we believe that you're expanding the kingdom and changing this nation so that it would reflect God's intended design.